when we talk about success, we're not talking about success as far as money. Money is a ticket in the shape of a rectangle to recreation. Uh, Things that money can buy is things that's reinforced to lead you away from what's natural. Now, people say, well, you can buy land and you can buy this. The land was not for to be bought. The land was land. And to get land, because we have been invaded, the space has been invaded. And they said, well, you part of the invasion. I'm not part of the invasion. This is where we stand to differ. This is where the division comes in between what's righteous and what's unrighteous. And those who have invaded the land are considered to be unrighteous. And with this unrighteousness, they must continue until we stop it. Now we know the situation. We know that by subliminal seduction, people are trained to do certain things. We know that a lot of people drink alcohol for various reasons. The first thing is a drug and is addictive. Addictive means that the body craves for it. Second of all, it diminishes your ability to think on a higher frequency. It's the same thing as a volume of of your voice. You have a volume of the voice, and then you have a tone of the voice. So there's two different buttons on your voice. Sometimes they could say turn the volume down because they say you yelling. And when you say you yelling, that's the sign of nature. In L, the YELL is yell. Yell is L. L is for who you are as a Eli. When you take command of any situation. So when they say turn your tone down, that's that. So when they say turn the volume down, when you say turn the tone down, they want you to say it without a little bass in it. They want you to say it like I'm talking to you now. I'm not talking like this right now. I'm talking like this. So that's the tone. The volume is how loud you say it. You see, and loud is basically how a person says something when they actually want you to make sure that you hear it. So we look at the situation, we look at people were born in a worse situation. Just say the projects. The projects, before the projects, people were in tenement housing. This really horrid situation. It's unsafe, structurally unsafe, where the ceilings could fall down and the steps could fall down. The whole thing could collapse. And it's been many times where people dilapidated houses, so they got into a structure, and it was basically institutionalized what they call the projects. They call a housing complex with it. It's the same thing if you go to a prison institution. They have the housing quads, cell blocks, things of that nature. And it was designed to control the population. And these housing projects is still considered to be, but not written down as family prisons. So this is where they control you at one time, and I'm quite sure they still have housing police. It's just that they're connected now with the city police. And if they took away the housing police, they may have. I have not done that to see, but they have combined their forces. I believe that's how they did it. They combine their forces and they use the same budget and all this. It's just that some people will get housing. Just like with the school guards are now police in the school. And it's very, you can tell that it's a hostile situation when the children have to have their bags scanned, when they have to be frisked to go into these new prisons. And because of the lack of interest, because of the hypnotic spell that people is on, people cannot see it. So a person, to get out of it, you have to fight your way out of it. You have to continue to search for every reason. You have to go to the origin or the root of things, and then you can see what's going on. But the fact that people are safe, uh, you can live in a bank and be safe. So all these cities like New York City, it is a prison. The education, it's just a building. As far as the educational system, is many buildings. With on the entrance, they have what they call a school or university, but the root of it, the origin of what it is that the entrance is a entrance. You become hypnotized and you go into these buildings and you freely accept the words that these people are professing to you. You see, or your teachers, which is leechers, or what they say, the doctors, whatever title. The word title is the word elite. Now, some of these things we say will go on and on as far as, or I already know that. You say, I already know that. It's not the knowledge. That's the first step. It's the application of what you do with the knowledge. And the knowledge is to be taught. So that's the wisdom. You should speak it. And once you speak it, you should live according to how the knowledge will take you out of the situation, which means you must leave the situation. Now, you may say, well, why should I leave my family? Because we are supposed to be in tribal formation. And someone has to start to leave. If there's nothing there, if there's nothing there, that means that we won. Somebody has to start something different. And the different from the norm as it is now is the real. Must start all over. We must get off of that table. We must get out of that city because the structure, the sewers, the way they pick up the garbage, the amount of people in there is unbalanced. It's an unbalanced situation. It's an unbalanced equation. It is something where people are stacked on top of each other's, and we're not supposed to live like that. That was not the agreement that we have with anything. That is something that's forced upon people. Like I said, from the dilapidated houses, they put people in these prisons. They stack them up on top of one another. And the people think they are living. They are living, but they're living a lie. They living a lie.